Alrighty then. Okay, people. I am making this video so I can teach people who don't know how to cook, at least teach her how to make white rice, this and that. And like that saying goes, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. So that's kind of like what I am doing here. All right. So we're gonna cook white rice. All right. So okay. First of all, I always like to use cups, so this and that, just to get the measuring right, this and that. And for like, I say for every 1 cup of rice, you add 1 cup of water. 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water, this and that. Okay. So first of all, like I got my pot boiling. Okay, you see my pot there, this and that. I added a little bit of oil. You don't want to add too much, just a little bit, this and that, just to marinate the rice. Okay, because you don't want to drown it with oil, this and that. So when you bring the rice, let me turn it back on, this and that, because I just turned it off just to turn on the video, this and that. I didn't want it to get too hot on me now, though. Okay, so when you bring it to a steam already, as you can see, I have 1 cup of rice, though, this and that. So I'm gonna throw the 1 cup right in there. All right, right in there, this and that. But I'm cooking for a couple of people, so I want to make more than 1 cup, so everybody can have enough. So I am gonna add another. Let me put the thing right here, phone right there. So I am gonna add another cup. Okay. Oops, wrong side. You see that? Okay, I'm gonna add another cup. Gonna wait all the way to the top. All the way to the top. That adds 2 cups. All right, that's 2 cups of rice. Okay. So now we pour the other cup in there, and as you can see, the oil is already doing its cooking job. So these kind of pans, you don't want to scrape it up, so you always want to use a plastic spoon, this and that, and you just mix it around a little bit, you know, mix it around, make sure everything gets nice and marinated, just like that. Oh yeah, just like that. And I like to spread it around, because ever since I turned off the heat, this and that, it kind of like simmered down a little bit. So I want to spread it around and let it get nice and hot. Let it fry up the rice a little bit, so you can get a better texture to it. Like right now it's got like a certain color to it though, but when you fry it, it turns like dark white, and that's when you're doing a good cooking job. This and that. Uh, Over here, I have my pork chops defrosting in the microwave. I like to nuke them, you know what I mean, because they're frozen, and this is the best way to defrost them. And it's quick. It's a quick process. So I put it in there for like 10 minutes, and they are nice and moist already, though. But I'm not gonna teach you how to do pork chops yet. Uh, we're just working on the rice though, but maybe while I wait on the rice, I might as well just do the pork chops also. So I need to find me my cutting board. See, either way, like, see, I have the rice high, because I like to fast cook. Okay, so for those of you that are hungry and want to eat right away, that's the way to do it. You know what I mean? But you want to keep an eye on it too, though. You don't want to just like put it on high and just ignore it. you know. So you go back around and then you mix it up a little bit more. Make sure the rice that's on top gets mixed into the bottom. Cause you want to fry it kind of like all. You don't want to burn it. You just want to like grill it a little bit, you know. So it still needs more right there. So I'll spread it around again and I'll let it cook some more. Alright? And in the meantime, put this right here. Well, no, I won't put that right here. Well, yeah, I'll put it right there, this and that. In the meantime, I'll open up my pork chops with my knife. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know, I'm silly sometimes. Okay, I'll open up my pork chops, and since it's just hot, I don't want to stick my hands in there because then I'll burn my hands. So I'll dump the remainder water of that's in there, and then just put my pork chops on the rack. This and that. Okay, pork chops on the rack. Okay, and since keep an eye on the rice, like I said, keep an eye on the rice. You gotta keep an eye on the rice always. So in the meantime, while that is still grilling, I still want to grill it some more. You don't have to really grill it like that much though, but that's like totally up to you. You know. So now I will cut my pork chops in half because I want to turn them into minced cubes. Where I'm not just gonna make pork chops, I'm gonna add other ingredients to it for this entree that I want to make. So I want to cut it into smaller pieces. Okay. For those of you that are inexperienced, this is a sharp knife, so you don't want to add human fingers to your food. So you have to be careful. Okay, see, now my rice is ready, where some of it in the bottom is already getting a little toasty, so I like to see that though. Let me clean my hands before I grab my phone. Okay, see, like it's a little toasty just the way you want it. So now, like I said, 1 cup of rice equals 1 cup of water. 2 cups of rice equals 2 cups of water. Alright, so that's 1 cup. We throw the 1 cup in there, let it steam up, and then we go for another. And put it right in there again. Now, that's all you really need. So now we mix it up a little bit. Now, I don't know what the hell it is right here. Okay. Now this is optional for all of you. This and that salt. Not many people can eat the sodium though. This and that because health problems though. But me, I have no health problems. So I like salt in my food. So me, I already have a good measurement in my head. I've been cooking rice for a long time. So I just like to pour it in the center of the palm of my hand. Just enough. Just enough. Just to give the salt some, just to give the rice some taste. See, and it's not much. You see, just a little bit, and then you just sprinkle it in there, and you move it around. Move it around, right? Also, I like a little bit of pepper in my rice, so I will just sprinkle just a tad of pepper. Okay, just a tad of pepper, this and that. And as you can see, the water is already starting to boil, and that's what I wanted to see though. You want the water to boil, this and that. So now you just mix it up a little bit, and you cover it up. Okay, first, before I cover it up though, this and that, you see the water level is pretty high. Now the whole trick is to like put it on high and let most of that water drain, but you don't want to drain it all the way. You just like three quarters of it, you want it gone. Alright, but you want to do that on high, so you got to keep an eye on it because these stoves, they pack a lot of heat and the water will evaporate that fast. So we'll cover it up. Alright, so let me see. Okay, these are my pork chops. See the way I slice them up, this and that, into little pieces, this and that. But I'm not done yet. I still got to do more slices. So, what I mean? I like to just do things quick. So I pack them up, line them up, and those are the ones that I'm going to cut in one shot, this and that. So, as you see that, pork chops are on the way. So. Let's see here. Uh, I, it's hard to do this, and I need both hands, so I'm just gonna set it down, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And if not, well, tough luck. Oh my God. All right. See, now I want to cut them into smaller pieces, just so I can add my ingredients. I just want slices. I don't want big pieces of pork chops. So just slice them up. And since I already got this on the way, I guess I might as well turn this on and put it on high. Get the water boiling already. That way it's ready to cook and I don't have to wait. So, you can cut these any size you want. It's totally up to you. You know. Oh, yes. This knife is so nice and sharp. I love this knife. I mean knife. Yeah, I did say knife, right? Okay. So, just slice it up. And like I said, make sure your fingers are not in the way, because you don't want to add red color to your food, to your pork chops. You know what I mean? Okay, pork chops are being cut. Slice, 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 slice it. Come on, and like I said, keep an eye on your rice, always. You don't want it drained completely. And 2 cups of water is nothing. So you have to keep an eye on that. So now, okay, so I got my potatoes sliced up. And as you can see, I have water already boiling in a pan where I'm going to cook the pork chops. Like I said, this is all optional if you want to learn how to do pork chops. Well, now you throw the pork chops in there, and I will be careful because I don't want to make a mess. So just throw the pork chops in there. This one. Okay, now I need a separate spoon, and since I don't want to look for one, I'll just mix my pork chops around, and we're gonna let that boil. But I want to add potatoes to it. So what I'm gonna do is I am grabbing some potatoes, some chili, like I said, where's my potatoes? Okay, I would say I'm gonna use 3 potatoes. 1, 2, 3. That's a baby one. All right, that's good enough. And I love onions on my stuff. I always love using onions. And that, what else can I throw in there? I guess that's all I want. You know what? Maybe. No, never mind. Yeah, that is all I will use. Okay, so see, now for my ingredients for the pork, my rice. Okay, now we'll lower it off. Let me take it off the steam a little bit because, like I said, you gotta keep an eye on it, and I didn't keep an eye on it. So, anyways, it's still perfected. See, now most of the water is gone. Well, just about all the water is gone, and it's still moist. So, you move it around. Move it around nice. All the way around. Just move it, and move it. Like I said, you want it to be real moist. You don't want to dry it out. You want it to be real moist when the water drains, alright? And just move it around so it won't stick to the bottom of the pan, of the pot. Just that, alright? So now that we did that, now we lower the flame. I will lower it you just want to simmer it now. Because, now this part, now you want the heat to dry it up where it's not so wet, and then it'll come out nice and tender. But this will take some little bit of time. So like I said, I lowered the heat to on 3 on my stove. See? free on the stove, this and that. And then I'll put the pot back on, and I'll move it back around. Now, since the heat's been lowered, you don't have to worry about it too much now. Yeah, I like to flatten it always, this and that. And then we put the top back on, this and that, and go check on our pork chops. With the pork chops, they're still not even boiling yet, so move them around just a little bit, just for the hell of it, this and that. Okay, now get to the fun part. Okay, now we wash our potatoes, because potatoes do come from the ground, so you want to make sure they're nice and somewhat clean. So we clean it, and we clean them up, and we clean them up. We give them a quick rub down. They're already processed and clean, but you're always better to do it again. Even my onions, this and that. And give me a minute. And green bell pepper. See, nice and green. You can't go wrong with a nice green bell pepper. We love these things. Okay. So now I am going to put my phone back up here while I start slicing and dicing. Oops. Poltergeist. It's poltergeist. Yep. I see dead people. Anyway, I'm gonna slice this up. And me, I like to do things the easy way, so come on, baby. You gotta get this sticker off, and I have no fingernails, so anyway, slice it right down the middle, and then turn it around and slice it down the other middle, like in a cross. All right, that way when you slice, then they already come out in pieces. So now we just slice it down. You can slice it as big or as small as you want. This and that, this gives it a good taste. So I mean, it kind of tastes good. So just make sure you don't touch your fingers like that, and take your time and slice away. See that? It already comes out whole mince. And you don't want them really like too small, because you want the whole food flavor when you eat it. So I try to use it all up. All right, we got that. So water in the pot while you're cooking the pork chop. So we'll just throw this in the pork chop with the pork chop, so it can boil at the same time. Okay. Now we peel the potatoes. Yeah, you could use a potato peeler though, you know what I mean? But, I'm experienced. I'm a true Mexican. Do things the fast way, the quick way. We don't use the proper tools. We just use. So you just slice it up. Take out all the peel. Check out the rice and move it around again. You know what I mean? Just keep moving it around. You don't want it. You want to bring the top to the bottom, and the bottom to the top, always. And move it around to keep it from sticking. So move it around, and then we cover it up again, and then we continue with the potato slicing. All right. Should I get a smaller knife? Well, okay. Let me just keep on using this one, and just keep slicing away, and be careful. Like I said, you don't want to end up cutting your fingers. Then who's going to end up cooking for you? The whole point of this video is for me showing you how not to starve, so you can cook for yourself. I learned how to cook when I was at least like 6 or 7, this and that. You know what I mean? My mom, I always used to watch her, this and that, and when she wasn't around, I would start cooking. And I was just a little jit, but I took to it quick. Because when you're hungry, and you want to eat, so you learn stuff, and I was always paying attention
to everything that she did, this and that, and I would ask her questions, and she would let me help her out. So I've been cooking since a very young age. I can cook practically just about anything. Yeah, I don't have no special names for the dishes though, but I just make. I just make stuff, and they always come out delicious. Food is food, you know. Food is food for the hungry man. All right. So, all right, let me get rid of the pills. Okay. Now we slice the potatoes right down the middle, and then I slice it in three more sections. Each piece I'll slice in three sections, or one, it doesn't matter. And then you just slice minced potatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Next one, right down the middle. Split it in half. That was small, so I'm splitting in half. Split it in half. See, they're small, so mince, 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 mince. And next one. I split it in half. Yes, I did. Okay. Mince, 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 mince. These you can cut them as thick or much as you want them, but you don't want them too thick though, because you really want them to cook thoroughly through. Like if you want to cook real quick, you'll just not go too thick, but you don't want to go too thick either. Just slice, this and that, and this is my last one because I'm only putting 3 in there. All right, so okay. So now I got my potatoes, and now the potatoes, I am going to drop them in with the portion. Okay. Check up on the rice again, and you move it around again. Same trick. You're going to keep on doing over and over. In the low steam, like I said. Low steam, just keep moving it around. You know what I mean? Just move it around. It doesn't matter how many times you move it around. Just keep on moving around. That'll prevent it from sticking to the bottom and from the bottom burning. You know what I mean? And that way you can get it nice and cooked thoroughly. So we put the cover back on, this and that, and then we go to our onion. All right? Onion, I have to use a lot of onion though, this and that. So I'll cut the ends. Cut the ends and take off the first 2 layers. I don't like that soft layer, so you take off the first 2 layers. Now you put onions only if you want onions. This is totally up to you. This is your decision. This and that. I like onions, so I am gonna use onions because that's what I like. So same trick. Slice it like in a star. And then if you can't get no more, just slice that. Like I said, again, careful. See that? Slice any way you can, just as long as you be careful, your hands don't get cut. Your hands don't get cut, then you'll be fine. You'll consider yourself a master chef. If you cut your fingers, now I don't know what to tell you. Okay, slice. Now we throw the onions in with the portions. Okay. All right. Right here, so I can grab my phone, because I already did for the cutting part. Now, wait. One more thing before I stop using my hands. Grab a can of tomato sauce. See that tomato sauce, and just pop it. 2 ends and 4 diamonds. Okay, but we will save that for last. We still got a lot of cooking to do, this and that, and like I said, you check the rice again. You see the rice how it's coming out nice. See that? Nice, sweet. It's already ready. but I am gonna keep on simmering it on low heat just to get a more dry and soft texture and taste to it. And this is more than enough. You know, this you can have second servings with this. Don't matter a serving of five or 5 people, six. You can everybody will get a second serving depending on how big a plate you eat. But like I said, you just keep on moving it around and put the top back on. Now I want to lower it a little bit more, so I'm gonna go to 2 since it's already almost cooked, all this and that. So now we go to the pork. Now we go to the pork chops. All right. See, everything is bunched up because I just threw everything on there. Now I'm gonna move it around and make sure everything spreads nice. In between, nothing is gonna be on top all bunched up. I want everything to cook thoroughly. I should have used a bigger pot, but I wasn't expecting to cook this. But this was just a last minute thing. So, like I said, I like to cook everything fast. So, this is gonna take some time before it really cooks, so this and that. But I have it on high heat, so hopefully, like, this stove is really powerful. And I like the sound of that. You hear that boiling water, just boiling away, this and that. You cannot go wrong with boiling pork chops or this and that, though. So, now we go back to I'm gonna go back to my rice and just get a taste and see if it's to where I want it or maybe needs to be cooked a little bit more. So you gotta blow it, you don't want to burn your mouth, this and that, Trust me, I've done it before. Not good. Not good. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. It's already cooked. But since it's already cooked, now I'm gonna lower it, put it on low, on the lowest there is on the stove, just for the fact.